I'm in the Queen Elizabeth wildlands today, and I've never been here before, but it's right by my house, but the roads aren't kept, so finding parking was kind of difficult. But it's beautiful out here. It's just a shame that it's so gloomy. When I left the house, there was sunlight, but now these dark clouds have moved in and kind of just snuffed out all the light. So we're gonna work with what we got. I like the color on these leaves right here, and I like the background. It's all dark and brush and it's all brown, but these leaves are nice, a nice shade of red. So I'm gonna take a couple pictures of those first. And then I saw that there might be a little waterfall or like a little stream. So there's a big river here, so I'm gonna follow that and see if I can find this little waterfall somewhere. But first, let's take a picture of these leaves. So these trees here are kind of interesting. There's 1, 2, 3, all kind of in a line. But the problem I'm having right now is this tree, the branches curve over this way quite a bit. So I'll probably have to crop it out if I want to get all of this in frame, but I'll have too much dead space on this side. So I'll probably take it really wide and then cut out the dead space to the side and have these guys kind of in a line, kind of kiltered, but in a line. So you see each individual tree. And the thing is, with days like this where, you know, these guys have, you know, just come in randomly, it kind of forces you into a certain style. Like all of the photos today are going to have a moody sort of feel to it. So really contrasty, really dark colors, because the light is just completely absent now. So it would have been interesting to shoot this when we had the sun earlier, but of course, you know, never goes the way you want it to. But I'm probably going to take this shot, f8, 1/125th, ISO 100, and we'll see how it goes. Probably edit it in a dark, moody sort of way. So you'll see what that looks like in a second. I'm also shooting it kind of underexposed, just because even though we don't have light, the branches kind of get lost in the white of the sky. So underexpose the photo a little bit and then bring it back in editing. All right, here's the photo. So there's actually a couple of different shots here. There's this tree right here that has all this brush in front of it that looks really nice. And there's enough background depth that I'm sure the tree will separate. And there's also this little rock face over here that I find kind of interesting. So I'm gonna take a shot of this with the reflection, go for a really wide shot again, vertical composition. Again, underexpose it a little bit. And then I'm gonna zoom in on that rock and see if I can get a half decent photo of that rock. I'm not sure how to compose that one quite yet, but we'll see. Maybe I'll go for a wide shot and get some of this brush in here to the shoreline, just to give it a little bit more depth. Because I find I think if I shoot it head on where I am right now, it's just going to be kind of boring. But if I get a little bit of this brush in here, again, it adds depth. You can see the different elements and how far away it is, and might give it a more interesting look, more pleasing look. So this photo and then that photo. Sometimes it would seem that you're just forced to work with what you've got. And in this case, it's completely true. Just because, like I was saying before, we had all that light and it just suddenly vanished. But it kind of forces you to be a little bit different. It forces you to get out of your comfort zone and shoot what you weren't expecting to shoot per se. because I was expecting the light to come through the clouds, maybe get some God rays, because that's what it was looking like before I left. But now we have this really dark November gloomy sky, and it's going to make for some really dramatic photos, but you have to kind of edit them in a way that makes it look very dark and dramatic. Because when you're not working with, you know, light, you kind of have to make the composition speak for itself. The composition has to stand out and be interesting. Sometimes you rely too much on light to get a good photo. This kind of forces you out of that. You know what I'm saying? Am I making any sense to you? Subscribe if I'm making any sense. No, but subscribe if you're enjoying the content. I'd love to see you guys back here hanging out in another video. All right, let's get back to it. I really like this tree and this dead tree. Well, they're both dead, but this one's got some moss and stuff on it, but this one looks cool. So I did one vertical composition and one horizontal composition, and I just like the moodiness of it. The light is super soft. We have a little bit of light on the one side of this that's making it look kind of almost like it's blooming with white light, which I really enjoy. And this one just adds to the overall, I don't know, vibe, I guess, where it just, everything is dead and it's the end of the season, and it kind of is, it's kind of just really telling of the season, and I like that. I think that's cool. And if you guys don't know already, I am a sucker for reflections. Anytime the water's still and there's reflection in the water, oh, that's the best, man. I tell you, that's the best. Back to my truck now. I think I'm gonna go up and down the road a bit and see if I can find some more spots. Maybe there's a trailhead somewhere that I missed. I'm gonna go looking for it. Maybe you have to go out into the brush. I'm not 100% sure. I gotta do more research for the next time I come back here. So I found the actual waterfall parking lot. I haven't actually seen the falls yet, but it looks like there's a bunch of construction going on here, which is weird because it's a dead-end road, but this road goes on for like an hour. But it's a little odd that they're doing construction here, so it makes me think that they're doing construction by the waterfall, maybe. Maybe it's a dam or something, I'm not 100% sure. But I can't actually go too far into the brush, just because I did forget to bring my high vis, and there's hunters in these forests, so I'm gonna stick to the road, and hopefully I can get a picture of this waterfall. I can hear running water, so that's a good sign, but we'll see. Had some construction guys there. They were really funny. They're like, oh, get a photo of the waterfall and why not of us? So I got a photo of them. There you go, guys. Yeah, they seem like some really nice dudes. But the falls here look really cool. I had no idea. I live right by here, and I had no idea this existed. Now, the next step is how the hell do I photograph this? Because it is just a steep decline down. So maybe I'll shoot one from the top. It's not the best composition. It's really not great shooting it down like this, but I'm not sure what else I really have. If I can get down here maybe somewhere and shoot up, that might be okay, but these rocks I think are going to be obstructing the view. So my only option might be to shoot down here, because that is super steep. I don't know if the camera shows it, but that is like deadly steep. So that I'm not 100% sure of, but I'm gonna set up the tripod anyway. You guys all right? You took a little bit of a tumble there. I hope you guys are doing okay. That was a little jarring, wasn't it? So basically what I'm doing here, since it's so steep, I have my lens all the way open, so I have a little bit of this moss in frame, which I think balances out the color with the green over here, green here, and waterfall in the middle. And I'm shooting wide enough that I'm actually getting the tops of the trees. And we have a little bit of blue in the sky, so that's nice. I don't know if I'm gonna accentuate that blue or just kind of tone it down so we just see white. Because predominantly the colors here are brown and green. Right now, there's no other way of shooting this really, unless I get down there, which I'm not equipped to do that currently. So I'm not gonna go down and try and get a shot closer to the waterfall just because it's so unsafe. Not about that. Yeah, right now I'm shooting at half a second exposure, ISO 100, f/22. I'm shooting at f/22 right now because I can actually get away with it. It's so overcast that there's not much light right now. So I'm actually getting away with it. I could throw on an ND filter because sometimes when you shoot at higher f-stops like f/22, you get a little bit of fringing and it's not exactly ideal, but I think for this scenario, it should be fine. We'll see when we get the edit. But yeah, this is this photo right here. I hope you guys enjoy it. To try for another composition. I'm not 100% sure if it'll work out just because of the fact that I'm going to post up on this slope and I don't know if I'm going to be able to stand there or not. So you guys aren't coming with me. You're going to stay back here and I'm going to go ahead because I want to bring 2 cameras with me. I know I'm going to get those cars in frame. If I'm going to remove them in Photoshop or not, I don't know. We'll see. It might be too difficult because there's a lot of trees there. Might be a bit too difficult to remove, so I might just have to leave them. But at least it'll give me a good idea for next time when I come here, how to shoot this, this composition. So let's try for this shot and we'll see what happens. I think I want to get down more on the slope. I'm going to take this shot just so I have it. All right, so that's one shot. Now let's see if I can change my composition without dying. There's a 1 wide shot. Going to go for a close-up shot at 40 millimeters. I don't really like this composition, but hey, I don't regret taking it. Now I'm going to get out of here before I fall down a cliff, because that would not be great. Whew. I don't know if you could see me for that, but those shots are in. Kind of treacherous place. I think that wraps up today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, subscribe. I'd love to see you guys back here hanging out in another video. And I'll definitely have to come back here when I have light. Cool place. Have a good one, guys. Peace.